Hey everyone, it's time for the weekend and I will be filming another reading. Ugh. Definitely time for the weekend. I will be filming another reading vlog. So I've started off the weekend with the typical trip down the YouTube rabbit hole because somehow I've ended up watching like videos of Tom Cruise. I don't know how YouTube ended there, but I'm gonna climb out of this YouTube rabbit hole and get some things done. I'm currently reading In the Vanishers Palace by Aliette Bodard. It's quite a short book, so I'll hopefully be finishing it this weekend and hopefully also be continue on to another one. But I'm reading for the Asian Readathon at the moment, which is a readathon that is hosted by a number of people, including Cindy from Read with Cindy and Chloe from Books with Chloe. I will link my TBR video for the Asian Readathon down below, and then you can check out all the information in case you would still want to join. And so the book that I'm currently reading, In the Vanishers Palace, is by a author of mixed Asian descent. So she is of Vietnamese and French descent. So I'm very much liking it so far. I wasn't really sure what to think of it. So In the Vanishers Palace is a short book in which we have a female-on-female romance, and one of the females included in this female-on-female romance is actually like a sort of dragon. So it's a sort of like broken world story is what I've been gathering so far, in which like your use in society determines whether you're allowed to stay or whether you're being like outcast, but outside is very unsafe and you might catch certain diseases and stuff like that. Now our main protagonist is actually offered in exchange for a life, so the dragon saves somebody from death, and instead our main character Yen is taken to the dragon's palace. And well, she believes that this will mean her death, but clearly this is not. I've gotten like a third of the way in, and I'm liking it so far. It's definitely not, I wasn't really sure what to expect. I was like, is it going to be like a heavy romance, or is it going to be more like fantasy with romance intertwined? But so I'll check in with you guys later. I'll be watching The Voice Belgium when it comes on later on tonight, and then I'll be trying to get in some reading before that. I don't really have any heavy weekend plans. I definitely need to go and find a Mother's Day gift tomorrow, and then on Sunday we're going out to dinner with family for Mother's Day. It's the next day. I didn't get too much reading done yesterday. I just read about 30 pages or something, but I'm definitely trying to get further in it today, but it'll depend on what I'll be getting done, because I'm actually planning quite a productive day today. But first, let me introduce you to my co-host. You might have already heard them in the background. Yes, thank you, Buffy. So, meet the quiet one, Faith. Hey, Faith. And her sister, Buffy. Buffy is quite a noisemaker. Hey, Buff. Yes. So Buffy and Faith have been with me for about a month and a half, I'd say, at this point. So they first came to me as shelter cats, because I sheltered cats, well, until recently I did. And then they came from a lady who could no longer take care of them and her kids. They just threw the cats out onto the street. And then they were reported by a lovely neighbor after a couple of months, and so they ended up with me. And then I just fell so much in love with them that I just couldn't get rid of them. I said, okay, I want to adopt them. I just cannot, I cannot live without them. And so now they are mine. So these cats will be making some sort of an appearance. Also in the background you can hear probably that I've already been somewhat productive today, so I've already put away the previous load of laundry and I'm doing another load of laundry right now. So I'm planning some productivity today, but I also don't want to like overexert myself, because I know when I put so much on there that usually I end up doing like one or two things. So priorities for today are getting some paperwork sorted in order to get a reimbursement for my healthcare, and then I have to go into town to get a gift for Mother's Day, because that's tomorrow, and then I also have to go grocery shopping, because I mean I could could still find food for the next couple of days, but yeah, that'll be like imaginative cooking. So it's best for me to also go grocery shopping today. So yeah, those are the 3 priorities for today, and hopefully I'll be getting around to them and also still have time to do some filming, because in 2 weeks time I'll be gone on holidays for a week and a half at the moment, and yeah, I want to have some footage coming out at that point. I'm exhausted, so it is, don't even know what time it is. It is 4 in the afternoon. Like, in all honesty, by the time that I was able to make it outdoors to go to the center, it was already 12. So, but so I went to the center. I got my mother and Mother's Day gift. I will show you later when I wrap it. And then I spent most of my time trying on hiking pants, because as I said, in 2 weeks time I'm on holiday and I need hiking pants. But so that was most of my time spent there trying on like 8 different types of hiking pants, but I finally found the ones that I wanted. Hey everyone, so I'm quickly checking in before I go to bed, but so yeah, I was too lazy to get out my camera, so I'm just filming it on my phone now. But I just finished In the Vanishers Palace by Aliette Bodard. I actually really ended up enjoying it. You know, when I started, I wasn't really sure. I mean, all I knew that it was like that it featured a female on female romance with one of the females being a dragon. So it's kind of like, okay, is this going to be paranormal romance or something like that? Because I enjoy reading paranormal romance, but it's also not something that's going to make me feel like, it's not going to blow my mind. It's not going to make me feel like it was a very worthwhile read, but this was absolutely wonderful. It was just 188 pages, which isn't much, and it actually took me surprisingly long. Of course, I also only read it on the commute during the week, but it is somewhat confusing at times, which if I check like Goodreads, that seems to be like the biggest problem people have with the book, is that it could do with more context, and I definitely feel like I would be okay with the book being longer and there being more context to it, but regardless, I still felt like it did a wonderful job at developing characters and developing relationships, which in 188 pages is definitely a really remarkable feat. But so yeah, we see our character basically go through somewhat of an identity crisis as she's thrust away from her normal surroundings and placed into new surroundings, and she's kind of struggling with letting go of what was and figuring out what she wants her future to be. And so at some point she also gets into a low point, and the storyline there of getting her out of that low point, and how that low point of her life is kind of represented in the story is really beautiful, and yeah, it's just very beautifully rendered into the story, and so just based off that, I found it very beautiful, and very it's definitely worthwhile based off of the way they deal with that subject matter of being kind of lost in your life, not knowing where to go, clinging to a past that's no longer feasible for you, and not really seeing a future that's attainable. And that's really beautifully dealt with, that subject matter. At the same time, we're also dealing with subject matter of basically nurturing children and how to the balance between wanting to protect them but also letting them be on their own, which is also a characteristic which is drawn into the story. And what actually most surprised me about this book is like all I knew it was a female romance between a human and a dragon. But basically, what I find so remarkable about the story is that there's not a lot of emphasis drawn to the female on female romance, you know. It is just it's never questioned like is it normal that I'm falling in love with a female or something like that? Oh, it's a female. Should I be falling in love with it? It's the fact that it's a female on female romance is never questioned, nor is it questioned that the dragon used to have a husband, and like nobody's asking questions like, does it mean that she's bi or something like that? It's really not drawn into question at any point, which is super strong because it really is a strong way of showing that gender doesn't matter, you know, that it doesn't matter whether you're a female loving a female loving a male, or anything like that. It's the person you love. So I thought that was really strongly done in this book, actually. But yeah, at the end of the month in my wrap up, I might be able to express myself better about it. I don't know. In any case, I definitely recommend it. I really, really enjoyed it. And I thought it had some really wonderful lessons in it. It is Sunday morning. If I'm looking a bit worse for wear, it's because I barely woke up at the moment, but I'm about ready to be packing my Mother Day's gift, but I thought I'd show you guys first, so here we go. So my mother is not getting the cat, but the cat really wanted to join, so I've got her these woolen balls that you can put into the dryer tumbler, and then it's supposed to be like a natural fabric softener, and it also makes the load go faster. Then I got her drinking chocolate, but really in like a tablet form, so I'm very much curious what she'll think of it. And then I got her a kitchen towel, so very practical stuff in the end, but I hope she'll like it and she'll actually get to use it. Alright, I'm happy with how it turned out. I think it's lovely, so good tip, try wrapping a gift in a towel once. It's very nice. So it's time to round off the weekend. It is Sunday evening. I'm about to go to bed, but I will be listening to another retelling in A Thousand Endings and Beginnings. I always say it like that, but it's actually A Thousand Beginnings and Endings. But so I started the Colorless Tsukuru Tazaki, and I'm really loving it so far. I mean, it's very different from most of Murakami's works, I think. Like in most of Murakami's works, I feel like there's a lot more mystery from the get-go. There is mystery here, but mystery feels like very real, like something that could actually happen to you, whereas a lot of times in Murakami's books, stuff that's happening is like very out there. I mean, I don't know whether there's just bad memory on my side. Maybe all of his books start off like this, but so far I'm really, really liking it. So basically we're following Tsukuru Tazaki, and the reason that he's called Colorless is because in his youth he formed like a very tight group with 4 of his friends, and all of these 4 friends basically had a last name that had a color in them, so red, blue, white and black, but Tsukuru didn't, and so he's considered colorless. And already in these for like first like 40 something pages, there's a lot of imagery and symbolism around colors being used. So for example, he's seeing himself as being like a colorless person, a dull person, nothing special about him. And at a certain point when his friendship with these 4 people dissolves, it also feels like to him as if all color is being drained from his life, as if his life is becoming something extremely dull. But so yeah, I'm really liking so far, and like the mystery of why his friends decided that they didn't want to hang out with him anymore is kind of what's propelling the story forward so far. So all we know is that one day they decided like stop calling us, stop reaching out to us, we no longer want to be your friends. And that and when he asks like why, they're like, yeah, you should know why, like do some soul searching and you'll know why. But so yeah, I'm really loving it so far. It's also one of the best opening lines I've ever read, so I'll actually read it out, so I need to find that first. So the opening line reads, From July of his sophomore year in college until the following January, all Tsukuru Tazaki could think about was dying. I mean, anybody who reads this is intrigued about why, right? So I think it's really a great first line, and it definitely can only gets better so far. So I'm really looking forward to continuing in this book. I think, at least for the moment, I'm gonna continue in it quite fast. I only got around to some 47 pages today in this book, but all in all, yeah, I had in the end I did have like a busy day because I went to so I had a lunch with my mother and sister for Mother's Day. Then my mother and my sister and her children also came over to meet my cats, and then I did some more filming or more. Yeah, I did some filming as well, and then some editing, and then I was in this weird productive phase, which also made me clean out my kitchen. Definitely long overdue. So I've had a very productive weekend, just not productive reading wise necessarily, but slow and steady wins the race. So I'm not going to complain. I'm happy I got some reading done, and hopefully I'll be able to still reach my reading goals for this month. But hey, I already got three books in this month. I'm also already happy. So yeah, see you guys next weekend. But yeah, so you'll be getting another video first. So look out for that one, I'd say. Bye.